Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Friday pre-flight. I'm pretty excited to be here. This morning's 6-minute daily was a lot of fun to do. Hopefully you guys had a chance to see that, or you can go back and check it out later. A couple of really good stories in there. It's worth the view, I think. We're also going to be previewing a little bit of what we're talking about on Monday, courtesy of Eric O'Sullivan, who happens to be here in the chat. I have a story for all of you about streaming ratings and a little bit of a conversation about that. So hopefully that'll intrigue some folks for Monday. And I'm working on something for Wednesday as well. Again, this show is here to try to predict what we think the shows that we love this weekend are going to be talking about. I believe we're going to see the shows talking about the things that we've been talking about ad nauseum. The things that are happening in the MCU, specifically WandaVision, the future for Falcon and Winter Soldier. We can talk about perhaps even some stuff related to the DC universe. We have, of course, Justice League that is headed our way very quickly. That's been getting flip-flopped around a little bit. And yeah, I'm hoping I don't have an echo in the background. Is it still there, guys? Is it still there? I'm hoping I don't have an echo. Is it better now? Did I fix it? All right. I think I may have fixed it. So, and I think the stream was running in the background, so I fixed it. Anyway, I think WandaVision's great too. I'm looking forward to what's going on in the future as far as that's concerned. And I'm looking forward to the end of it, because I think it's going to tell us a lot about what we're looking at for the future phase, what the next phase is going to be. I'm not looking forward to Winter Soldier, but we can definitely get into that. I also want to go back and review some statements by the artist that, erased Gina Carano from the poster. There's a 2-part interview. I grabbed the second part of that interview we can look at as well. I'd like to say hail to each and every one of you that have walked in so far. We're going to say hi, and then we're going to get underway with our subjects at hand. So right now, I just want to say thank you to all 22 of you in the chat. Please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, guys. Also check out the Culture Casino live channel and subscribe there as well. In less than 2 weeks, I hope to launch the news channel. And we will actually have 3 channels. One that'll specifically handle, more business-oriented pop culture and entertainment news directly. And that'll just be a stories channel, very similar to what Tim Pool does, only just for entertainment. And the main channel here will be, of course, commentary, editorials, stuff like that. And the live channel will be where I'll push all my live stuff to eventually. So right now, that's the 6-minute daily. The 6-minute daily will probably also appear on the news channel before it also moves to the live. So we'll see. I may go to 2 channels simultaneously. I know people do that, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm very excited about that. Yeah, and Bear Dog will be making an appearance on the news channel, I'm sure, Aluvriana Makara. So, but let's go ahead and pop through the chat, say hi to everybody. We had a lot of people show up early. Some really great human beings are here. My friend Mirrorsphere's Origin, who's on my Sunday show, he's here. Good to see you. Thanks for being here, my friend. Eric O'Sullivan, who I mentioned. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Yeah, the stream last night was extraordinary. If you didn't catch it on Comics Division's channel, you should probably try to watch the replay. It's long. It's 4 hours. But you get a lot of insight from 4 people that are just hardcore talking about entertainment. We got pretty deep into some comics that people may or may not be interested in. We talked about toys, like Hot Toys and stuff. And it was an amazing... I can't even believe I could have gone another hour at least, but it was getting pretty late. I didn't manage all that much sleep, but I was so happy to be there last night. It's a good stream, guys. It really was. Hey, Captain Trek says hello. What's up, Captain Trek? We have Geek Tropology. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, my friend. We have, as I mentioned, Aluvria Imakara, who says happy Friday. Well, absolutely happy Friday, and happy Friday night tights, because I'm really looking forward to tonight's show. It's going to be amazing. Really pumped up. Tina Bojan says, good afternoon, friends. I don't know what to say to that other than thank you, Tina. You are such a huge supporter of our community. I truly appreciate you. I'm glad you went back to your to your name in instead of Tina Infinity, which I thought was really funny. But thanks for being here. I really appreciate it, and being for such a huge support of everybody. I mean, Rogue Entertainment gets a lot of your viewership, and I appreciate that, guys. Favorite bootleg, I think probably I may still have it burned to a CD, was a Doors bootleg. Morrison just had gone completely off the rails. It was amazing. I think that was a Whiskey A Go-Go performance. I think I have that still. I'm going to go hunting for it now, but yeah, it's absolutely awesome. I also have a lot of stuff from my dad about in the locker room stuff from baseball players and stuff like that from those days. So I got some weird stuff, weird recordings. I'm gonna have to fish them all out because I think some of that would be kind of fun to talk about for sure. What's up, Lord Thoth? Good to see you, my friend. That is one of the mods over there on Friday Night Tights, I believe, right, Lord Thoth? You're over there on Gary's channel modding away. We appreciate you for keeping all the trolls at bay, my friend. Thanks so much. Shane G is here. What's up, Shane G? Good to see you, my friend. And I added your name to Scott's credits. So when you go to Sporking News Podcast, the next time he runs the updated credits, your name will be there because you are a member of his channel. So thank you for doing that, Shane. You're a good dude. Appreciate you, man. Hopefully I see you on Mary's Patreon stream. I don't know if you're going to be there. It'll be a lot of fun. That's coming up this weekend. Oh, speaking of which, if you're a member of my channel, and I know many of you are, the member stream is tomorrow, and it's earlier in the day. It'll be noon, I think, on or 11 or noon on the East Coast. I think it's I think that's kind of where I targeted it. It's like 8 a.m. It's like 8 a.m. on the West Coast. So yeah, guys, just, if you're a member, just know that in the morning tomorrow, if you're in the United States, it's a morning stream. It's already up there on the community tab for you guys. I will be posting the StreamYard link there too. I can host 9 other people. So if you guys want to come on and actually talk to me, I'm happy to do that as well. I didn't get to do that on the last stream because StreamYard was broken. This time we should be in good shape. So looking forward to that. Runner says, hey guys. Hey Runner, good to see you, my friend. I hope you made your apologies. I guess you did something bad to Ords. I don't know. But anyway. I'm glad the sound is gone. I fixed it. Thank you, Aluvrian. I appreciate it. 5x5. David Blair says no echo. Okay, so I fixed it. Okay, good. Robert says, woohoo, Culture Casino. Good to see you, Robert. Jake D drops me a super sticker. And of course, I guarantee you that's the thumbs up. Well, thank you, Jake D. I appreciate it. I was actually expecting a Doomacorn. You did switch it up on me this time. I appreciate that, my friend. You guys, if you're not subscribed to Jake D, check him out. Does some really cool stuff. Great streams. Good insight. He's got a great voice, too. Man, love that. Manowar665 checks in and says, hail, amigos. Hail, my friend. I appreciate you being here. You are everywhere. We have great people in this community. What's up, Zacharot? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Apollo Patriots here. Fantastic. It's good to have a Greek god here. He's got some new awesome outfit videos, and you love Bo-Katan? I think a lot of people do. I cannot wait for an expansion of that character and a potential series for the Night Owls, and that will be great. So, yeah. Louvrier and McCarr says, I can't say I'm looking forward to anything Disney has coming. I'd rather pour sand in my eyes. That doesn't sound good. I please don't do that. Yeah, no, don't. Putting things in your eyes, bad idea. Anything at all. Maybe a saline-based eye drop. Maybe. Just be careful. Your eyes are very important. You got 2 of them if you're lucky in this life. If you have the benefit of sight, don't squander it. As my eyesight goes away, I'm telling you, value that as much as you can. Oh, you guys are great. I really appreciate you all being here. Ken Jack Ben has pumpkins for everybody. Thanks for doing that. Ken Jack Ben, pumpkins for you, my friend. Michelle Jolan says, smiley face to you. Tater Squad says, I like your shirt. Well, yeah, I'm a big fan. I've got, I have a lot of Hawaiian shirts, but I only wear them for special occasions. I am not that guy. But there was a point in time where I wore them every Friday, so I needed a new shirt. I obviously don't have those pressures on me anymore, so it's kind of nice. Yeah, got all that stuff together. We've got lots of people with massive super chats, guys. Holy cow. Atlantean, thank you very much, my friend, for the $10 super chat just to say hail culture. Well, hail to you, my friend. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you the other day for as brief as it was. It's great to hang out with you anytime I get a chance to. It's good to see you getting onto some live streams. And dude, I appreciate you. So if you don't know it, Atlantean makes some retro gaming content. It's a lot of fun, and he's a good guy. He really is. Sometimes very passionate. He likes to say ranty or something like that. It's pretty great. Do I play Magic? Well, of course I do. I love Magic the Gathering. I have decks. I think I might even have a deck box close by. It's somewhere in the library. I've got a couple of deck boxes ready to go to whoop somebody's butt. I like to play unlimited so that I can reach back in the past in my card collection to pull out a whopper, like a Jester's cap, or I like to twiddle you to oblivion. I got a lot of fun stuff. Anyway, yep, play Magic. Manowar665, oh my gosh, thank you for the $10 super chat, my friend. Says, don't spend it all in one place. Maybe some GameStop, perhaps. Hey, I tell you what, we are definitely going to be talking about GameStop towards the end of the stream. So we'll get there, because there's a lot to be said for what's happening right now in the world and what could potentially happen if we continue to pursue this, because the establishment's really unhappy, and you can see who the establishment politicians are. The people that, absolutely want to take your money, but they don't want you to take theirs. So it's going to be fantastic. Yep. Oh yeah, you were definitely a mod Roddick. Yeah, I was pretty sure about that. Beesman says, "Hey, hello. Hail, what's up?" We've got a few other folks that have rolled in here. I'll get to you guys. I'm sorry. We kind of need to get moving. Lasso of Truth is here. What's going on? Appreciate you being here, my friend. I'm glad Critizable the Crazed has showed up. He says hi to everyone. Hail to me. YetiCast is here. YetiCast, awesome dude. Gonna need a little bit of help right now. His channel is just getting up and running. Got great content. Got a shout out from that Star Wars girl. Anna really thinks he's great and funny. He is, but he's in a bit of a computer bind. So I think there's a GoFundMe out there. In fact, I know there's one. So you can check that out. If I have a mod in the chat, which I don't know if I do just yet, because I don't think Makani's here yet. But if you happen to be one of my mods, try to find that and throw that up there. I would really appreciate it. So YetiCast, I really want you to not have a computer fail completely on you. I want you to be able to create content. So let's get on that. Biggles Metz is here. Hey, what's up, Biggles? Good to see you. Hope to see you on a couple of Patreon streams in the next few days. I know you and I are on several of those. So hopefully we get together and hang out. That'll be a lot of fun. You can also do the member stream on Saturday here, Biggles, if you want to. It's going to be in the morning. So we will see you tomorrow morning, I hope. Favorite Magic color in Planeswalker? I really don't like Planeswalker decks. I don't know. I will sometimes play a blue-black. I'll try to dearth you. Sometimes I'll play Forest so I can just throw Thalids at you endlessly, and just harvest the crap out of them. Man, there's a lot of different ways I play. I play white. I'll white weenie you to death. And these are all Magic terms, guys, and I don't want to bore the entire audience, but yeah, I'm agnostic, I think, when it comes to that. I used to be a big red player, direct damage. Yeah, I used to do that quite a bit. So I buy GameStop. Oh, and the other part I'm not going to read because that doesn't sound quite so great. But Apollo Patriot, that's funny. So yeah, man, gosh, all right. Oh, and thank you, Parrot Head. Woo! I knew that I had a mod in here. Thank you, Parrot Head. I appreciate you, my friend. Way to clutch that for me, my man. So, and we're caught up. L Punk Trace says, "Hail, hey, just came over from the Midnight's Edge stream. Great. We'll probably build up now that they're done running. I love hanging out over there. I almost never miss a stream, but I had to do a little show prep for today. And let's get going. Let's talk about some stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. Here we go. I'm going to highlight this. Hail Culture, I knew this GME thing was going to blow up. It was bigger than just the stocks. its punishment for 2020. Wall Street is responsible for divisiveness, racism, and woke culture. Yes. Yes, and there's more punishment to come, and we'll talk about it. But that's going to be a little, like I said, towards the tail end of this. So I'm pretty pumped up about it. And yeah, so Parrothead, if you can find the GoFundMe, also, I would appreciate that. Really, no, you were not. It's no bad on your part, Biggles. It is definitely the GoFundMe for YetiCast. It's out there. I can't mod and do this at the same times. I've now learned as my channel has grown, it's not easy to mod your channel while you're doing content. So, the link is in the channel. Okay, very good. Fantastic. All right. So I'm glad it's on your landing page. So guys, you can go to the channel. The link is there. Fantastic. Thanks, YetiCast. Man, I can't wait to hang out with you. I think we're doing the movie thing on Saturday. Man, my weekend is just crammed. It's going to be crazy. Was hoping to build the desks around in here and kind of redo. I've got a green wall that's going in back behind me instead of a green screen. So I'll get even more consistent video quality going forward, and I'll be able to do a lot more 3D stuff against the green screen. So I'm pretty pumped up about that. And look, and there's the subscribe star. So I got here 11 minutes late. Stupid. Yeah, don't worry about it, Commander Ed Straker. I'm glad you're here. So here we go. First story, of course, is going to be The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier composer teases a less comfortable topic or set of topics in the Marvel show. Guys, I've been saying this for a while. I told you that the show had some trouble. They had some production issues. They had a lot of story problems. These stories are, of course, related to all of the crap that they want to shove in this show. And so this kid show is going to be chock full of politics that I don't think we're in the middle of now. And it doesn't make any sense in the context of a modern day story, right? No matter what anybody tells you, Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson is going to be essentially the new Captain America, but there's a secondary one in the show. It goes on to hint towards this in this story. This is essentially the article. We can talk about it very quickly. We don't need to dive too much into this, but I'm going to tell you this show is going to be preachy. So, fans have speculated whether the extended backstory of Captain America and the Winter Soldier program from the comics would be explored in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. The first trailer seemed to make that mission statement for the show, with Sam Wilson saying that the history of that shield is complicated. And of course it is. Many fans are expecting Isaiah Bradley to be introduced in this series. Yes. In fact, I'm going to say that's 60%. I'm almost 100% sure. I'm not. Again, I've only heard certain parts of this and certain elements of it, but we'll keep going. One of hundreds of African Americans forcibly recruited as test subjects to recreate the super soldier serum and being one of the few to live. Well, and again, this is an allegory for the Tuskegee, the Tuskegee folks being given a syphilis experiment way back when. I don't even want to go into any of that, but there's going to be a lot of these issues here, tons of heavy themes in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and things that I don't think that, again, anybody's going to want to be preached to about in a television show. I think it's going to be hard for the audience to swallow. And yeah, I mean, the psychological, well, let's just read. Because of this slightly different format of having 6 hourly episodes, that's more real estate. So there's a bit more opportunity to go down the road into the psychological drama and explore backstories because you've got more space to do that in. Sure, but you don't need to tell stuff that doesn't belong in a comic book show. I mean, it really, really doesn't. This kind of crap makes me crazy. And I agree with you. Bucky was robbed. Bucky should yeah, it is what it is. And there were a lot of adventures of Captain America and the Falcon. If you know your comic books, in fact, I have one of the albums from the comic book that read the entire panel and had the action, played on there with the sound effects and everything else. I still have a bunch of those comic albums, but that was one of my favorite stories. Was Captain America and the Falcon in the Phoenix Shall Arise. That was my favorite album comic book, I think, going back in time. But anyway, so Jackman, who's the composer here, says that the series will deal with very untrivial and serious issue in how people, specifically African Americans, view the history of Captain America and the country itself. Intersectional garbage in a show I really absolutely did not need. And I don't think you needed it either, guys. It's troublesome that they're trying to insert this into a show that, again, I mean, there's going to be a lot of kids that this is going to be shoveled down their throat, and America bad, America terrible. That's not a thing to teach people. The beacon of light in the world is America, and that's why everybody wants to come here. I don't even want to go there, to be honest. It is what it is, guys. Hail to you, Soul Assassin. Good to see you, my friend. Miss Martin shows up. What's up, Miss Martin? Good to see you, Teresa. Thank you for making me live stream. Thanks for getting me here. I appreciate that. I like to say that every once in a while to you. Darius Munchausen has joined us. What's up, Darius? We have Trinoculus P. Yeah, I get my preaching from church. Yeah, that's a thing. Shane G. Nothing I like more in my light entertainment than uncomfortable political stuff. Well said, Shane. So very true. Lorena Creole. Hi, sweetheart. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. Can't wait for Sunday. Looking forward to Welcome to Florida stream. It's going to be awesome. Oh, and she sends a super sticker. Thanks, Lorena. I appreciate it. Is it the thing? Is it, are you trying to, oh, it's popcorn. Okay, good. All right. Thanks for the popcorn. I appreciate it. Now I hope I don't distract you too much from your work, but it's going to be great. Robert says, I do prefer 1 hour shows versus 20 minutes. Well, it's not going to be exactly an hour, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of the format you're going to see. I like that versus the 20 to 35 minute format. Again, WandaVision, I would have said the episode was incredibly short, especially the most recent one that was like the middle of the night last night or early this morning, depending upon where you are. But I don't know. Our military has had such horrendous tests done on them throughout history. Absolutely. Why do the showrunners feel the need to bring all of that stuff into everything? I don't know. I mean, Feige is an intersectionalist. There's no doubt about it, but he's been smart up to this point to not shove it down our throat. I think everybody will have to agree that Wanda is kind of an intersectional show at this point. I look at the characters, it's pretty front loaded with females, which I don't care, but just pay attention. You'll follow into it, but I have no idea. And our military's had that. Hell, right in modern days, I guess in Helsinki, they're going after Pfizer right now because essentially they consider what's being done with the jabs and everybody to keep them from getting the thing. They consider that to be an experiment, so they're experimenting on humans. Hard to argue with that, but anyway, it is what it is. Falcon, the Falcon and Winter Soldier piqued my interest when it was announced. Mine too. And then, like I said, I'm continually led down the wrong path here by what I am initially interested in, and then I hear these story elements, and then I get terribly upset. So that's not good. Bucky was robbed in the movie version. Absolutely. I mean, seriously. And yeah, read the comic books. The comic books are fantastic. So you guys are amazing. And yes, thank you for your support. Lorena's the best. Absolutely. Yeah. I think it is. I think it's toast. This show, if it goes down this path, and it is, I promise you, it's not. Yeah. Nope, not watching. I've got better things to do than waste my time on this rubbish. Oluvrian Imakara, I might be with you on that. This might be a show I don't patronize at all on Disney Plus. If I did, like I said, if I didn't have Disney Plus in the way that I do, where I'm not paying for it right now, and won't for quite some time, I wouldn't probably be watching much of this stuff. I would catch it some other way, at a future date, maybe. Hard to say exactly. But anyway, yeah, I'm there with you. When I have money saved, I'm looking for good omnibuses of the old stuff. Absolutely, Robert. We were talking about that last night with RMB over on Comics Division's channel. He presented a lot of them. I guess he just got the Moon Knight omnibus. That would be something primo. I would love to get that. I'm gonna have to keep my eyeballs open. Now I have no interest in watching it. Yeah, yeah, it's kind of sad. Biggles says, I'm going to have to head back to work, but I will see you in the morning. All right, Biggles, I can't wait to see you, buddy. Awesome. Be safe, all right? Be safe. There and back. There and back. Just be safe, brother. All right. See you tomorrow. Thank you for the $5 super chat. You didn't have to do that, man, but thank you. The gaming show is already better than Gaming with Geeks podcast so far. Looking forward to watching more in the future. I don't know. I still watch Gaming with Geeks. Those guys are my friends, Christina. But thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. We have a lot of fun over there. There's no doubt about it. The show will get better and better and better as we go down the line. I think you're going to start to see more content too. We kind of have like Monday videos planned for the next 4 weeks. So you'll start to see regular stuff in addition to the regular Thursday, podcast style presentation that we do when we talk about the awards and everything else. That was pretty much dominated the last episode. But we've got other stories that we wanted to cover and several in there that we didn't get to. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Lord Vader, what have you heard about the Loki series? It's going to be pretty awesome. There's some intersectional stuff in it too. I think a lot of people will enjoy it. Hiddleston apparently does a really good job. I'm getting that information from a friend of mine who has seen substantial pieces, but I'm pretty excited about it. I think it'll be really good. Let's see. Show creators telling us, yep. Yeah. You guys, I really appreciate you all being out there. You guys are awesome. Culture Casino, man, we gotta do an old school MTG show. Oh, that would be awesome. I would love to play against you sometime. I am no Spike, but I have some nice combos. Oh yeah, man, my favorite ending with the red deck was the Lightning Fork Fireball. No, yeah, I enjoyed that. I would like combo that and then recall the cards and then do it again the next turn. I was really kind of a jerk face. I was not a good guy. Uh, yeah, White Weenie's talking about Feige. Yeah, not kind of the way I wanted to go, but and here's the weird thing. I mean, Feige's a nice guy. It's just his politics are showing. And that's just not a way to make programs. That's for sure. Although WandaVision's doing a really good job. I will say that, and we'll get into that in just a minute. Darius Munchausen for $5. I really appreciate the super chat, my friend. I apologize that I could not make it Thursday Throwdown last night. I was really looking forward to it. I watched the replay, and it was epic. It was incredible, Darius, and yeah, it was amazing. Thank you for watching the replay. I know Comics appreciates it. He's killing it lately, and it was. I mean, you're talking about 4 movie nerds, comic book geeks, toy freaks. I mean, there's 4 of us there, and all we're doing is talking about this amazing stuff. It was such a great stream. I think WandaVision's okay. It's pretty good. I'm into it. I'm not going to say anything bad about it, other than you can see some intersectional stuff in it. That's pretty much it. Yeah, showrunners telling us they don't bring politics into everything, while bringing politics into everything. Oh, absolutely, my friend. That's absolutely right, my friend. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a buddy cop show ish, but with a lot of really heavy issues. I think a lot of people are going to be unhappy. I really think a lot of people are going to be unhappy. Hard to say. I have not heard anything like this, Eric O'Sullivan. But we'll see. I loved all the Midnight Suns characters. Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, guys, I've got to skip through these. You guys are freaking burning up the chat. Thank you for that. And 43 of you out there, please hit the like button if you haven't already. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing that and checking out my live channel as well. And in less than 2 weeks, hopefully the news channel will break. And I'm going to have some other creators on the news channel, guys. It won't be just be me. It won't just be one voice. You're going to get a lot of it. And we're going to cover entertainment, business news, stuff like that. We might dive into a little bit more real news like I'm going to do later in the stream in here in just a few minutes. But for the most part, it'd be entertainment heavy for sure. I do not like that women over men storytelling or women over men ideology. It makes me angry because men and women complement one another, and that ideology sets everyone up for failure. Oh, absolutely. In fact, everything is designed around being complementary, right? You need a symbiotic relationship. That's probably the best way to go about storytelling. In fact, if you want to look at a women have power kind of film, the remake of Jumanji with The Rock and Gillian and all of the people there, Jack Black and I'm forgetting I think it's Kevin Hart, right? Anyway, I think that was a good complimentary thing. She complimented all of them. I mean, her dance fighting was pretty amazing. I really enjoyed that character. Mr. Tickle Trunk for a Canadian $2 sends a super sticker. Well, thank you so very much for that. I really appreciate it. I have to guess that this is a Shiba Inu Fart and Hearts. I love the little happy Shiba Inu. Again, one of my favorite super stickers. I really enjoy it. That's fun to get. But anyway, so enough of the Winter Soldier stuff, guys. I really am kind of bummed about that. I love old school D&D, guys. I've been trying to put together a campaign for Vampire the Masquerade for a bunch of people here. Just haven't gotten down to it. But yeah, I love the old school stuff. I mean, I miss it. So elf growth deck. Yeah, I would build continuously grows. Everybody hated. Oh yeah, dude, fairy decks make you want to jump out of a building, because if somebody is like really, they get their cards out and they, if they're in the third turn, they're usually whooping you at that point with a good fairy deck build. So. Oh, I need to stop reading old versions of Starlog magazine on the Internet Archive. Yeah, it does, because it will bum you out because you're like, oh man, this is so great. It's going to be, no, it's not. Here's where we are. Hey, Kai, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. All four people last night on Comics Channel have great takes as well. Well, thank you very much for that, Mr. Tickle Trunk, even though I don't think anyone really agreed on the details. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, everybody is there to get along. I mean, there's no animosity. You can have a wonderful civil discussion about some uncomfortable subjects there, and part friends. And it was really amazing. I mean, ultimately, one of the best streams I've ever done. So there's no doubt about that. It was absolutely great. So Consumer Corner, that sounds like a good segment for sure. Absolutely. Man, you guys are burning up the chat. Oh my gosh, Lord of Thoth became a member? Well, thank you, my friend. I truly appreciate that. That's epic. I have a Mod Roddick as a member, guys. So thank you, Lord of Thoth. I hope to see you tomorrow at the members stream. Be great. Mr. Tickle Trunk for a Canadian $5 super chat says, men and women have been partners throughout history. Absolutely. We wouldn't be here otherwise. No kidding. This men versus women crap needs to stop. I absolutely agree. We don't need this identity politics stuff in things. Men and women are equals. That's it. They have different qualities that make them better at one task over another, but it's a pure balance. And if you can't see that, your eyes are not open. You are not paying attention, and you should be. You should be. You just got the notification for the stream. Yeah, YouTube doesn't like me very much, but that's okay. Anyway, moving on, because the Winter Soldier thing bums me out. I just don't get too excited for the show. That's all I have to say about that. Of course, moving on, we're going to talk about Star Wars Lucasfilm. Mark Ratz, that's the artist that does the posters and has been doing them for a very long time, mind you, for both Star Wars and for Indiana Jones. You have to remember, this thing was sparked by a tweet, if you guys remember that, he was erasing Gina Carano to replace Gina with Ahsoka, which to be honest with you, her show is going to get a more prominent position as far as its presentation and advertising and everything else on Disney Plus. So it makes sense. You want two light side, two dark side characters. The argument could be made that there really is only one dark side character because the other one I'm expecting was killed by Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka in the episode where the duel took place. But anyway, so in here, this is the art that was edited, right? And you have, of course, our Mandalorian character Din Djarin and little Grogu here, right? And hopefully this guy is peace out for a while because he's really an anchor in the show. You have Rosario, which is where Gina used to be, with an unfinished arm, or really not lined or proportioned well, in my opinion. Grief Targa's here, Moff Gideon's here, and I forget her name, but there you are. I think she's not there anymore, so it's kind of an odd thing, but I understand that they needed some form of balance. But this was a good story with the Banthas, although it was completely stolen from KOTOR, so in the video game. Anyway, keep mowing on. But anyway, so this comes from the Direct. The Direct is a pretty good source. A lot of people use it. This is a 2-part interview that they did with Mark Ratz. This is part 2. And he just essentially talks about all of these things and, how there were certain things that he couldn't do artistically to present some films to fans. For example, Solo was a unique thing for him because the only character that you would know from Solo would be, of course, the Wookiee, Chewbacca, and everything else was going to be absent in that. And of course, they talk about the poster that was done for the Rise of Skywalker here, which I'm not super thrilled about, but hey, whatever. Anyway, this guy basically addresses all the questions that people have about the Twitter stuff that went out there. If you want, you can get this article, go into depth on it if you choose. And he talks about the fact that he doesn't really have final say on what he actually draws. So in one of his responses, he says, yeah, a lot of fans assume that the final decision is always with the artist, and it's not. I would have had a very different take on the one I did for Mandalorian had I been just allowed to do it on my own. But I have to respect the fact, and it's something artists need to realize, that if you're going to work in this industry, you've got to understand that you're part of a huge engine driving all of these franchises. And there you go. So ultimately, it wasn't his decision to make the change to the art. So there you are. Anyway, I'm not sure if you guys saw any of that or not, but we will definitely be looking here in the chat before I move on. Oh my gosh, thank you, Steven, for showing up, my friend. Good to see you. I appreciate you being around. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I sent you a DM earlier. I'm going to look for your response. Yeah, I missed this time too. I really wish we didn't know any of that. And I don't want the show The Mandalorian tainted with this crap. And believe me, they're fighting hard to make sure that it's not. It's just this outside little fringe group that is just causing so much problem. And we really don't want identity politics or any politics of any sort in a show that isn't pertinent to the show. I mean, a show can have politics within. It can, but it shouldn't be a modern day story telling our problems in that world. That's not an escape, which is what you're looking for in these programs. Changing Kara for Ahsoka could have been done for marketing reasons. Ahsoka is going to be the new Luke. Not quite, but yes, you're in the right. You're 100% in the right direction, my friend. And I think that ultimately, because of how prominent that show is going to be, that's where you are. So yeah, she's the face of the Force going forward. There are going to be multiple faces of the Force going forward, at least in the TV products. We'll move from there. So we'll move from there. Isn't Fennec the one that's with Boba Fett? my brain's melting. So this is, speaking of which, Book of Fett's going to be amazing. So if I'm looking forward to any new Star Wars or Disney related product after WandaVision, it's going to be Book of Fett. So, and surprisingly, I'm not interested in WandaVision, and now add Falcon and Winter Soldier to that pile. Well, Bees, man, I can't blame you. I really can't. You know, it's just a shame. WandaVision's an okay program, and it's totally worth checking out if you have access in some way to Disney Plus or access to the show in a way, that's through relative, neighbor, whatever. It's worth checking out. I just, like I said, just be prepared. There is a little bit of intersectional garbage in there, and it doesn't need to be. Hey, what's up, Donald? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Theme Park Casual, what's up, my friend? Solo was a few different movies, yet it wasn't a Star Wars movie. Well, clearly, I would not have wanted to have been Ron Howard walking in there with that mess and still in reshooting a substantial portion of the film. 70% seems to be the agreed to number. Could have been more, could have been less. But you were already kind of hung up with that story to begin with, and trying to cobble together something that made sense. I don't envy Ron Howard that job. So, yeah. Haha, Gary at the turkey dinner candy corn I sent him. I'm still crying. Yeah. Oh my god. They killed that poor tentacle creature. I'm glad Solo lost money. Well, it definitely did. A lot of it, which is bad, which is really, really bad. And thank you for the promotion, my friend Steven. I really appreciate it, my man. The Expanse does politics perfectly. Up until the most recent episode, I would probably say they did a really good job with it. It was intersectional, to be sure. But again, sometimes you can pull yourself out of like that and not consume it in the way it's being presented, and just consume the entertainment as it's entertainment, and ignore whatever political garbage they're trying to feed you. I don't know what's going to happen with the Expanse, so I'm not going to wade in on that one. But yeah, it was a really well done show for a long time, no doubt about it. Do you think they're going to allow Disney to reopen the parks, and do you think it'll be sooner rather than later? Hard to say. Okay, so here is a news story that I wouldn't normally cover on my channel, but because you brought that up, California has reopened open air dining at restaurants, but this is the weird caveat: you can't have any televisions. You can't have any televisions because that does what? And as far as the parks go, yeah, I think Disneyland will probably open by the end of the year, the end of 2021. If not, I think it's going to contribute to the other 200,000 signatures they need to remove Comrade Newsom, because I think it's down to 200,000, maybe less. I think they'll get it, and I think California does a really good job of recalling their governors. They do it pretty regular. Now, it doesn't mean they're smart, because they put one of the same idiots right back in office, but we'll see. I mean, if there's a 50-50 split of people leaving your state, divided between the two major political parties, I don't know that he will actually get recalled, but it'll absolutely depend. I mean, a lot of people's lives were destroyed by being in California. I mean, and obviously it's political in nature that it's being reopened the way it is. But I think the parks will be reopened in California probably by the end of the year. And I think worldwide, I think people are just going to realize, there's an assumed risk in every illness. But yeah, no politics in 2021. I'm all with you, Putin's Power Squad. I'm really trying to stay away from it here on my channel. Like I said, I'm only going to give you my opinion based on the queries. I'm not going to, like I said, I really don't want to dive into it all. So, yeah. Robert says, I have a Boba fetish and I'm not ashamed. Favorite toy growing up. Hey, I thought he was cool. For a dude that had almost no time on screen, so many kids fell in love with that. Gosh, yeah, it was so amazing. I loved it. I have so many of those toys. Book of Fett sounds like a biblical play. It does. It really does. Kind of scary, but I can't wait. You guys are gonna love it. A little bit of the underworld right in your face. I think it'll be great. Iluvri and Imakara's hashtag Team Candy Corn. Well, that's okay. I just don't like it. You guys are great. Look at all this. Solo lost money. Raylos are real, and we will talk later. Yeah, that's Jeremy, man. Oh yeah, yep. And then Ryan with the F Naughty Dog thing. Yep. Oh, I have my sweatshirt. Someday I'm gonna wear that on stream when it's a little cooler. I cranked the heat up today, so I want to be a little warm in here under these lights doing that. But what does a television have to do with it? I can't answer that question. But it's a legit thing. That's a freaking directive from the health department in California when they reopen the outdoor dining at restaurants. So think about it. These small businesses went to the wall to try to create safe environments for their guests to eat in with outdoor dining spaces and all this other stuff, and then they get shut down again. They're punished for expending money on their business to try to survive. The big corporations, which we're going to get to in just a minute. Yeah. Oh, and somebody knew what I was talking about. Gray Davis was yanked. Yep. Yep. In and out. In and out. California laws is like rules at Wayside School. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys are great. Yeah, the Expanse books go very intersectional eventually, but they start very even-handed. No, absolutely, but they're not yet in the novels. But you might be right. Maybe I missed it. Frankly, recent Epidoso was just okay, and I think the reason it was just okay was for that reason. And that is the direction they're turning, which may prove an end to their show to something that I think was rather good. So, yeah, they're going to have to make a choice. There's no doubt about this geek tropology between money and politics. You can't do one or the other, and that's bad. Here's some money from an AMC shareholder. Good for you, Donald. All right, Dollified for $4.99. Thanks for the super chat, my friend. And yeah, there's a lot of opportunities there, and I promise we're going to get to that, even if we have to book through some of these other stories, because that's something I want to talk about. And this is really good news. Our buddy Jedi Bill 797 got 300 subs last night, and now we'll watch the sparkly vampire movies. I cannot wait. Good for him. He should have to suffer those like many of us were forced to. So that's awesome. Oh, wait. Theme park casual. Don't let people hang out in a large area outdoors to watch the big game. Make them go inside in smaller spaces. Oh, gosh, please don't get me started. The Super Bowl thing is insane. As I talked about today on the 6 Minute Daily, they're actually selling advertising in the first 7 rows of seats. So essentially there's going to be screens of advertising where there would normally be fans. And of the 22,000 occupants in the stadium for the Super Bowl, that's not many, guys. 7,500 of them are going to be pandemic workers. I wonder if it's going to be the TikTok doctors that obviously were so busy they had time to spend hours choreographing something and then, show it to everybody. I'll see. Sonic the Hedge Fund. Absolutely. We are going to get there. I promise. Yeah, I promise. No TV screen. It's a shot at sports bars that Comrade Nuisance thinks would make the right people, the people on the right, nuts. Yeah, I think it's insane. I mean, it is what it is. I don't even care. Can you please explain how to buy crypto and what apps you need at some point? Well, actually, you need a wallet. You need to pick out your digital wallet, Hyperpay, whatever it happens to be, and then you usually link a bank account, or I mean, there's some ways around that, but usually link a bank account and fund it, and then from there, you essentially it's like an exchange, a currency exchange. You know what? I might just make a video. I know I mentioned doing that before, especially since I'm now doing mines, but I think that might be a way to go. I think that might be a way to go about it. So maybe YetiCast, I'll do that. I mentioned I would do it. I probably should. So Cassian Andor as a series could have so much potential. They'll screw it up, but I imagine a Mission Impossible style Star Wars series. I'd love to see that. Yeah. I've not heard good things. They've had production problems, script issues. It's a Kathleen Kennedy joint. I mean, honestly, how many directors can you go through before somebody actually, completes a project? That's a good question. Yeah. Oh, you saw multiple apps with the same name. All right, like you said, I'll try to be more explicit. We'll see what we can do there. I wish we got Star Wars 1313 game written by Amy Hennig. Oh, that would have been amazing. Yeah, she did a really good job with Uncharted and the first Last of Us. I think that was her story as well. That would have been a match made in heaven. Cinematic story, acrobatics, and shootouts. Yeah, in the underworld. Absolutely, that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. All right, let's move on. We burned through that story. Let's burn through another one. WandaVision episodes 4. It's all Wanda, or is it? And more burning questions. So specifically with WandaVision, because I wanted to talk about this, she's in control of this world. She's keeping it safe. She's keeping at bay her grief with the loss of Vision. And she's essentially creating this world for them to occupy. And everybody in it they're kind of being held hostages. They're actors playing these parts based in the last episode. So you guys really should check it out, whether or not you agree with that or not. But I really do believe she's 100% invested in this. And I'm not going to do any spoilers, guys. You absolutely have to check it out. But that's it as far as spoiling it goes. So there you are. I hope you guys get a chance to check it out. Yeah, Amy Hennig. Yep. 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 Yeah. It could be just Wanda or something more malevolent. Hard to say, but I'm like I said, I'm inclined to believe that she's to a degree, if not for the most part, completely in charge of what's happening, or mostly in charge of what's happening. But again, one of the commercials in a previous episode was Baron Van Strucker, right? Am I wrong? Am I getting the name wrong? Probably getting their name wrong, but anyway. So, all right, well, moving along because I don't want to do any spoilers, and I know a lot of people haven't had a chance to see it yet. So, let's get into shorted stocks. Let's get into the stuff that people want to talk about because it is essentially the little guy sticking it to the man, and they're doing it in the most important way. This is the payback that we talked about that Roof Korean was mentioning that absolutely. Well, retribution for everything that's happened and for a long time how the hedge funds cheat the game, and they have been for a very long time. And basically the little guy is taking it back, doing something in recompense. And so here we are. So this is a site called Short Site. You can subscribe to them, and they will talk about shorting, what stocks are being most shorted, et cetera, et cetera. And for a time being, and this is probably an older chart, but it shows you all the varying stocks that are, have short positions held in them consistently. And this is, like I said, Short Sight's one of many, 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 many sites that talk about, short positions that people are going in on, or hedge funds might be pursuing, or whatever, that are driving the price of these stocks down because they have friends in the media that are, that are trying to manipulate things. You have this article from Barron's, which is, from the 28th, which is, I don't know, guys, yesterday, that says, here's another way to find the next potential short squeeze. They're helping you. They're actually helping you in Barron's magazine. And this article is very well written. So if you get a chance to check it out, you can buzz through it pretty easily. GameStop has become the poster child for the 2021 stock market and its pockets of volatility and speculation. And this is something that I believe is going to be almost a daily occurrence, where you're going to have people band together, buy up the stocks where these short positions are held, because there's value in the stock still, not because, they're trying to seek their pound of flesh, but they're getting both. And, obviously GameStop was involved in this. You have GameStop, you had AMC, BlackBerry, you had Bed Bath and Beyond, you had several, and this is essentially a game plan that everybody that has a trading account can follow. And it was really, really really tough for people to fight back. But now, because they can band together and do the same thing that these hedge funds do, they are in a position where you can take advantage of stocks that are undervalued, like, AMC. AMC had the potential to be undercut and completely bled out by these hedge funds. So instead, a bunch of investors go in and put a short squeeze on these hedge funds, which means that they are increasing the stock price, which means the stock that the hedge fund purchased at a given price plus a fee, with the promise to return whatever the future price of the stock is, they end up in a position where they are caught in a bottomless hole. Because as the stocks rise up, you can end up in a position where, you owe billions, which they did, over $70 billion. It's going to cost, they believe, at least as of last night, 5,000 brokerages a whole lot of money. Pretty amazing. So, and yeah, I mean, a lot can be said for the fact that AMC, a mini China, that's pretty funny. I think that's really funny, Robert. And that's not wrong. I mean, they hold a substantial position in AMC, but at the same time, AMC, because of the way this trading went, was able to retire a lot of debt by the cash exchange. So it put them in a better financial position, which makes the company stronger, which makes the stock more valuable, because they don't have the negative equity that's sitting on top of their head. And all of these companies are like that. GameStop, despite the fact that there's like three activist board members there now in leadership positions, and not the good activist types, but they're actually in a better financial position. And, and so, of course, this feeds into the story where Robinhood says you can sell, but you can't buy, which, creates a huge problem for them because it's against their own terms of service. So they get involved in a class action suit, which, again, they're not the only one. Each one of these online traders that, retail traders like you and me, each one of us, if we were trading on those platforms trying to buy stock, but there was sell only, that's likely not just against terms of service, but against financial laws. So you're going to see more class action lawsuits, not just against Robinhood, but against many of these other online brokerage firms, because they're doing bad things. They're doing very, very bad things. A funny article date in a previous article in Barron's. Masters, Secretary of Massachusetts Secretary of State may have illegally put pressure on the White House or on these app companies. Oh, you filed an SEC complaint against him? Fantastic. See? And people are revealing themselves to be what we always expected. Elizabeth Warren did just that. Most recently, and I think somebody in the chat pointed it out at the very beginning of this conversation that we started today, which is, she is on the side of the billionaires, guys. She's not on your side. If you are a classical liberal, if you're a person that believed in the Democrats side of the aisle, those things you've been abandoned, and the people on the right, the same thing. You've been abandoned by your party in favor of money. And these people became billionaires because they were legally stealing from you. And they really don't like it when you are legally stealing back from them, because that's what you're doing. And like I said, Robinhood, was a good idea. And yet, here we are with them trying to do illegal things. And good for you on the SEC complaint. There's a lot of complaints that are going to be filed now, and there's some big problems because you have to live by the legal framework that is established for trading any equity or any financial instrument. And so we're going to end up in a weird thing. I mean, imagine if it was a commodity like in trading places, but here's the thing. Nobody's going to have sympathy for a hedge fund because they don't produce anything. They produce money for a limited number of people, or sometimes just for a handful of people, some wealthy elites, and they just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And then they have their friends in the media, regurgitate some line about, wow, this stock's dropping. Maybe need to look at where the bottom might be. And then they actually are setting the bottom. There's a real problem with it. There's a lot of fancy words, and again, I'm not going to use any of them, but And I'm definitely not giving financial advice. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving legal advice. I'm just saying there's a lot of funny business going on here, and we should definitely pay attention to that. Darius, do you think streaming is currently in a bubble since studios poured out so much money into bad shows? Oh my gosh, Darius, yes, yeah, that's a legitimately wonderful question. Yeah, streaming is in a bubble. I don't see. I, Look, if Disney over the next 4 years says they're going to spend, some ridiculous number of billions of dollars on content creation for their streaming platforms, specifically Disney Plus and the Star brand crap and everything else, guys, they're spending money they don't have, and they believe they're going to rise to profitability by 2023, 2024. No, they're not even going to get around the corner on ESPN streaming and Hulu streaming until 2022, 2023. That's 2 years away. Every single dollar is being spent as it comes in. You're not reaching profitability on a lot of these things. And as the battle gets deeper and steeper with more competition, it's going to take longer to reach profitability. Um, eh, I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think this is an astute observation. To be sure, I think we are definitely in a bubble. Yeah, I wish Regal would reopen their theaters. I don't see why not. At least not here in the United States. The government with our taxes will bail the hedge funds out. They better not. These are financial instruments that are traded in a legal form. There's no reason to bail them out. The government isn't in the business to bail out businesses. And the minute they start to turn down that road, we need to really go to work on the politicians in the form of writing letters and calling and just annoying them to the point where they're like, okay, we give up. We'll actually try to represent you. Because at a certain point, people don't want to be bothered anymore. And if you're a representative, senator, whatnot, the last thing you want is your phone ringing off the hook and your staff, having this, because then you start to get bad publicity for not being someone who's responsive to your constituency. We need to start outlining the politicians who are not working in their constituency's best interests, because, guys, they haven't been for a long time. Anyway, I'm not getting political here. This is all generalizations, so I'm doing my best. GameStop, they still around? Yeah, they still are. Dogecoin or Doggy whatever you want to call it, Dogecoin is locked up on Robinhood. Oh, I bet it is. They've got real problems. I would be really, really worried. With the same problems here in Europe, we need to seriously put in term limits and make sure the politicians can't get lobbyist money. No, absolutely. Look, there are two things that solve this problem. One is limit any investment that a politician can have while in office. In other words, you can't have anything but a blind investment. One. Number two, you can't have lobbyists come in from any business. You can lobby on behalf of the public, on behalf of a constituency, but business money should be kept out of the government. The businesses should survive on their own merit and nothing else. The only thing that government should be involved in is the regulation to prevent an entity from abusing public health and safety. And there you are. So you don't want tainted meat, so you have the USDA. You have regulations in place for the things that make sure that your water is clean and your food is clean and those things, and your medicines are clean, which right now can be argued you don't know what you're getting, since a lot of these things in the supply chain may or may not be what they're supposed to be. And believe me, we've been seeing a lot more of that with pharmaceuticals not being exactly what they say they are. Let's see. Bailing out hedge funds, but what about our glorious free market? We live in a glorious free market, and they're going. That's the free market's kicking them for 70. So, unrelated, but drop me a DM in about an hour after the sentence. Oh, me? Okay, I can do that. I got hung up on when I called the Secretary of State's office yesterday, asking why my Secretary of State is putting his finger on the scale when the alarm bell on his investment piggy bank went off. Wow. Well, yeah, maybe how you couched it may have may have been it, but yeah, you had a point. Viacom Mount plus is already a failure. Thanks, STT. Yeah, it's not starting out well. But there is a Star Wars show in production now. Or Star Trek show in production now that that is not going to have the stench of Kurtzman on it directly. So we'll see. Maybe that'll be something good. I doubt it, but it is what it is. Maybe they have really good credit over the hedge. Someone bail me out, Tom. Someone bail me out. You know, I look. Had I bought into this idea early on, it would have been great because I would have been in a pretty good position. But when you have billionaires and wealthy elites rooting on the little guys when it comes to this short squeeze, you know everybody's feeling it because you know you can put the fork in the pig, you know, and see how it tastes. I think that's not a bad thing. Midnight's Edge After Dark says, hey, what's going on, Tom? Yeah. Oh man, you guys, I love this. Everybody's here. Don't let ex-politicians become lobbyists. Oh, absolutely. How about don't let ex-military personnel become lobbyists? I mean, there's a lot of rules I'd like to put on any form of lobbying, including the fact that you cannot lobby on behalf of a business. And lobbies cannot provide any funding to politicians. I don't think look, if you fix the money problem when it comes to running for office, you solve a lot of these issues. You just do. Then the person with the best ideas ends up in office, right? And the person with the bad ideas doesn't. You know, and you should not be in office more than 2 terms. You know, and that way you get fresh talent in at the Senate, the Senate level. You get fresh talent in at the in Congress. You get the House of Representatives. You get fresh talent. You get people who can be engaged, and you go back to the day when you weren't compensated. Politics is a calling. It's not supposed to be a career. And again, that's how you end up with people like. Oh gosh, there's so many of them. I'm not even going to call them out, but there are too many people that made it their career, and it's not in your financial interest or mine. So, yeah. Yeah. Politician is a high skill job. There should be a test to get people on a pool so that they can participate in elections. Oh, sorry, election. I agree with you. Actually, to a certain extent, you should have to be competent. You should be able to read at a certain level. And the other reason to get rid of lobbyists, guys, and I know this is something that's very, very much misunderstood. And again, I don't like to talk. This is not a political discussion, guys. This is because this is entertainment oriented, believe it or not. But how do I put this? I lost my train of thought. Politicians should just, I don't know. They shouldn't be there very long. And lobbyists shouldn't be allowed to lobby them financially. And that's all I'll say. I didn't want to get too deep in the politics, and when I lost my thought, it was probably a good thing. So, but yeah, I'll say this last thing. Lobbyists right now are in a position. This is the most important part of the point I wanted to make. Lobbyists are in the position now where they write the bills that are being pushed by, they're given senator or congressperson, and that's crap. Believe me, the handful of people in your party didn't get together and write 20,000 page bill. You know, it was put together by a team of attorneys somewhere else that don't actually work for those people. That's just disgusting, and I'm tired of it. And oh yeah, those kind of lobbies are great places to meet people. Yeah. Don't get me going on politics and water utility regulation. Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, think about it this way. There's so many cities that need their water better. I mean, we have the Flint, we can get into Flint, we can get into all that stuff, but there is a place for politics. It isn't in entertainment. We need escapism. So Anyway, man, I went way too long for that. I was trying to point out that this Barron's article kind of leads you down the primrose path. There's a lot of ways to find out what's actually being shorted, and you can do it for free. This is a great story. It really is. And this is the thing. You can end up in a position where there's no bottom, which means that you end up holding a bag for a stock that is roughly, 4 times more expensive than what you acquired it for, and that's just punishing. But $70 billion, 5,000 brokerage funds, brokerage houses. It's just amazing. And yes, stock can have short interest over 100%. And this is another great Motley Fool article, something that you should probably read about if you're pursuing these ideas about investment. Just be informed and know that ultimately, at the end of the day, you could end up with a substantial loss, but your loss will not be anywhere near what it's going to be for some of these hedge funds. So just inform yourself. That's all I'm going to tell you. Please don't get involved in anything you don't know about and or have money to lose. So just like going gambling, to be honest with you. And this article is brilliant because this has been repeated and reported in multiple places around the country and the world, that this is going to happen more and more. And it's a position that we can all get into and participate in a way of changing how our economy is manipulated, how the markets are manipulated, because it will change. It will change the way hedge funds operate. And there's actually a brokerage house that says they called Uncle. Tim Pool was reporting on it this morning, that isn't going to go into shorts anymore because they got punished so badly. So just keep that in mind. So, and again, I don't want to present myself as a financial expert. I don't want to present myself as a legal expert. You need people to do that for you, just like in anything. You need to do your own due diligence and pursue professionals if you're trying to get anywhere with any of that. So computer run government, no. Hacking would be easy. No Skynet either. Yeah, we can't do that. Can't do that. Yeah, it is. Spock is still going to be Psycho, Short Bus Kid. Yeah, oh no, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't say it was. I'm just saying it's not exactly Kurtzman. So, but no, it's going to be garbage. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of them kind of suffer. But they'll be supported by the models that Peacock is using and Hulu's using, where there's some ad-supported content. And I think all of them are eventually going to have to strike that balance, because nobody's going to want to spend $15 a month on 6 streaming services. 15 times. You don't want to spend that kind of money on entertainment. It's the reason you cut the cord in the first place, right? It is what it is. So. Well, I'm glad you guys are finding what I'm saying useful. I often feel like I'm yelling into a microphone and nobody cares. So, but anyway, yeah, I need to actually start winding down. Unfortunately, there are many shows coming up, guys, that you need to pay attention to tonight. Friday Night Tights, Friday Night Frolics, several others. You have great content creators that go on after those shows, including over on Ord's board. I'll be participating in the Friday after party, which is what we're calling it now. And of course, tonight we'll be getting together with our friends playing Mario Kart. It's always a hoot, really funny. Something, and you can interact, banter back and forth. You can hear everybody chatting in the Discord. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. And I know Mary and Andrew, Caffeinated Wolf, do that. Participate with their people. We are on an amazing platform. We live in an amazing time. And I'm so grateful that we can interact with you. You can interact with us. We can interact with each other. RMB and I were saying last night, if you don't walk around in a state of wonderment at all times, you're not paying attention, because we live in probably the most wondrous times ever in history, and appreciate that. And appreciate that you can do all of the things you can do, that you can play a VR game in real time over a computer and play a tabletop board game, or you can play a video game with somebody that's halfway around the world, and you can have great conversations, and you can have disagreements, and you can still make friends. It's amazing. We live in an amazing world. We live in an incredible world. I want to say thanks. I want to say thanks to Shane G for becoming a gold level member. Thank you very much, Shane. I appreciate that, my friend. Exclusive content videos are going to be dropping in the next week. I've got 2 of them in edit, so and a third one already on the way. So those will be coming to the gold member folks finally. I got way behind because I'm trying to do too much stuff, and the real world requires me to work sometimes. So, but you guys are incredible. So thank you so very much. You guys are truly amazing, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I wish I could get to all of your comments. You guys are you're killing it today. Lay off sugary drinks before stream. Yeah, I know. I get a little tongue tied. I actually need a sugary drink. This is a soda. I have to have a soda once in a while just to keep the throat moistened up, right? Yeah, and this is getting back to having 27,000 freaking streaming services. It's just ridiculous. At some point, we're all just gonna have to say enough. I'm gonna have this one and share. I mean, in my family, there's a lot of sharing going on for sure. For sure. Culture Casino and Critical Drinker with the quartering, they do happy hour about Tombs. Oh, no way. Oh, I love that film. It's one of my favorite films of all time. Oh my God. I was mentioned last night. Really fantastic. That's cool. I don't mind if politician is a profession. Just let it be like any other profession. And any other profession is treason, is a crime. Some are guilty. Oh my gosh, that's strong, but absolutely. Yeah, streaming services are turning into TV all over again. You're 100% right, the Atlantean. Absolutely. Please have a great weekend, everybody. Aluvarian Imakar is absolutely correct. And I that's all I wish for everybody. Have a great weekend. There's so much to talk about. Be prepared for the amazing show that's going to be Friday Night Tights. I'm so looking forward to it. We have an incredible opportunity to be just joyously entertained this evening. So yeah, that generation does know the internet's always been there. And we can remember when it wasn't so glorious. Absolutely, Theme Park Casual. And we do have a great community. Thank you very much, Dollified. I appreciate you, Donald. Keep writing, man. Keep kicking butt. I appreciate you, man. You guys are great. Have a great weekend, everybody. Do be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. Wash your hands, of course. And until next time, bye.
Press our button as we see the first time ready in about 1 minute.